Arts. Mary Rowe is the director from the Municipal Art Society of, what is the title? Urban Livability and Resiliency. Have I got the right order? And she really knocked my socks off the first time I heard her speak. Just so much experience. She was in New Orleans after Katrina, so much intelligence, spunkiness, just really right on top of things. So we brought her here so that she could speak a bit about what she's learned about resiliency over the years. Sweetie, what's your name?
Ruby.
What's your name?
Ruby.
Ruby, thank you for helping. We're now going to move aside, Ruby, so Mary Rowe can come up.
Come and stand with me. Come back up with me. Hi everybody, I'm Mary Rowe. I'm so happy to be here. I just want to say a couple of really quick things. It's just the worst kind of gig to take, to be between you and a beer or you and some more barbecue. How fabulous is that barbecue? So here's the really, really easy, simple message about resilience. Resilience is about us. It's about people. And as I travel around and talk to groups and talk about how we cultivate resilience, I'm always reminded that the most innovative, smart, resourceful solutions start at the most local level, right here. The conversations you're having informally, the chats you had immediately after Sandy, the conversations you had 3 months before where you met somebody new and you realized, oh, there's somebody I need to connect with, and sure enough, after Sandy, you needed to. We have to always remind the engineers, with all due respect to the engineers and the planners in the room, we always have to remind them that large systems can only deliver so much resilience. They take a long time to develop, and they fail. Every engineer will tell you an engineered system will fail. And so ultimately behind those systems we have to have all this smart, local experimentation, trying stuff, workarounds, improvisation. Those are the elements of resilience. And fundamentally at the base of resilience is the capacity of neighborhoods to support self-organization. That's how a business like this gets started. That's how the resourcefulness that you see all around you in Red Hook. To me, Red Hook is a fabulous illustrator of community-based resilience, whether it's Fairway, whether it's local businesses, all the different ways in which we've responded to this, and all the smart solutions that you've already put together to help people in public housing, to be resourceful to people that don't have the resources that you have. This is the kind of mobilization we need. And I think we're seeing it increasingly in cities and in neighborhoods like ours, this one, that's been particularly challenged. The interesting thing for you now is to think about what next. If you look at the dynamics in communities that have been struck by some kind of immediate challenge, you see the phenomenon that we see in social organizing all the time. Storming, forming, norming, and then performing. And one of the difficulties in the storming one, literally, is that we go through a stage where we really can't stand each other. You know what I'm talking about? There's all sorts of competition for scarce resources. There's my solution is better than your solution. I've been given a bad deal. Why aren't you helping me? All that kind of thing. It's very, very tempting for us to stoop ourselves down to the lowest common denominator. And how do we keep ourselves really being ambitious about what Red Hook can be, not only for Red Hook, but what can Red Hook be for the borough? What can Red Hook be for the city? What can Red Hook be for the region? So we really are the lab here, as is the Bronx, as is Staten Island, as is Sheepshead Bay, as is in the Rockaways. And at MAS, what we've been trying to emphasize is that resilience is dependent on the kinds of hubs and local innovation that you can innovate as you've been doing. But now how do we scale it up? How do we share with each other? How do we trade our secrets? How do we really try to pull ourselves out of those petty little challenges that we get stuck in? And remember that ultimately we're only as strong as the weave between us. So I want to just thank PortSide and tell you how admiring I am of Carolina and all the colleagues that she brought. Katrina, 10 years. Next year we will be at 10 years, the 10-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. And it wasn't the hurricane that hurt New Orleans, it was the failure of those large levee systems that were not well engineered and not well implemented. And it was individuals like Carolina that rose up, paid attention to what was going on in their neighborhood, brought all the local knowledge, motivated all their neighbors to get engaged, and for us to all dig in and come up with community-based solutions. And now, 10 years later, if you've been down to New Orleans, you'll know that they have incubated remarkably resourceful, smart solutions to build that city up from the ground. And they've done it in a remarkable way, and some of them reached out to us post Sandy to do the same thing here. So it's a horrible thing to suggest that Sandy was a perverse opportunity out of which we can derive a lot of benefit. And it's a sad thing because there were lots of sad things associated with it. But ultimately, it's really it's a story of triumph and hope. And this kind of an initiative, like PortSide, and all the different things that all of you do, I've just met some of you, all the things that you're doing to dig in and make this community more resilient economically, socially, culturally, environmentally, it's all connected. And that's why cities are here, and that's why they're the greatest invention of our species, a city. So I want to congratulate you on this event. Let's keep being resilient, and I look forward to coming to this again.